Hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Here Comes a New Challenger, a fighting game podcast. My name is Garrett, and I'm your host as always, and probably forever, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, um, I am joined by three people. They've been here before, and they were here during the Marvel one. So pretend you're watching live and give a hand for Xavier
Hi, I'm here again. I don't know why I am either.
and Troy
Howdy.
and Austin.
I'm mad that Troy took my howdy again, so I will also say howdy, but begrudgingly. Howdy.
Damn.
That's what matters.
Troy got destroyed.
Austin, you want to first attend for the right to use howdy?
Okay, yeah, I'll do this.
Let's go.
pick your field.
All right. Or CFing it.
Oh fuck! I have to buy CF now.
Don't worry, Austin. You play Asriel. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell a story about that in a minute.
Okay. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing good in this crazy place. But first we're gonna talk about what we played this week. I will go last as always, but maybe I won't be as long as I normally am. Let's find out. Who wants to go first?
I do. Just because I went first last time, I think.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You do.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But you
But-
can pretend that it's like an actual order and that
Mhm.
you're like going for, gotta consistency, I guess, because that's important in a podcast, I think, maybe.
I'm anything. It's confused. What have I played? So I played Call of Duty Warzone because it's addicting crack cocaine. I literally can't get enough of it, and it's a lot of fun. I have
That's like
played.
completely free, right?
Oh yeah, 100% free. I bought the battle pass just because I wanted a fun skin, but it's completely free. Go play it, and it's cross-platform, and it has good like a good multiplayer. And it has the best feature ever, which is when you kill anyone, if they have a mic attached in any way, shape, or form, you hear their last words. So it always happens you kill someone with a sniper shot from like across the street, and you hear "motherfucker," like and they just like are going off and going crazy. It's great.
Hell yeah. I
Um,
think some other games did that before, but I'm not too sure which ones did.
Yeah.
But that's still really fucking cool, though. I always thought that Warzone was just attached to Modern Warfare, so you would have to buy that too. But
No,
if it's free to play, I might look into seeing if it can run on my lappy and just getting on there because I don't want to put 500 gigabytes of Call of Duty on my PS4.
Yeah, and again, cross-platform, so you can play with anybody on anything. Like literally, the guys I play with, one guy's on an Xbox and one guy's on a PC, and I'm on a PS4,
Could I
and it
play on
works fine.
Switch though?
No Switch play.
I can't believe that Call of Duty Warzone sucks.
Um, Besides Warzone, I've been playing Fighters because UI Goku is out and he's the coolest character in the game. And then I bought Injustice in a drunken stupor,
As
and
you
was
do.
like, huh?
As you do.
Austin,
hmm
Austin, I have a very important question.
And it hit me.
Have you moonsaulted over any level 3s yet?
Oh, oh, have I? The moment I can't remember who I saw, someone on Twitter, like just showed like someone doing a level 3 and you can just flip and be behind them. And I was like, this is the best character that's ever been invented. This is the best. What was I? I played Injustice 2. I bought it and well, I was pissed because I was like, oh, I want to play Injustice 2. And I go on my PS4 and it's like, oh, you don't own the game. And I was like, no, I definitely own the game. I have all the DLC like already downloaded on this console. And it's like, oh, you have to have the disc. And I was like, what? And I couldn't find my disc anywhere. So I had to rebuy the game. So I just bought the base game and it was like, I was scared. It was like, oh, I'm going to buy the base game. It's not going to accept all my DLC or whatever. And then it's like, oh, Legendary Edition. Here's all the characters that you already paid for. I was like, all right, great. Um, but yeah, Injustice 2 holds up really hard. For anyone who was wondering, it's fun. And I forgot like how many characters in that game I genuinely enjoyed just sitting in training mode, practicing and doing stuff with, because I have not tried to play online. I've just literally picked Gorilla Grodd and sat in training mode for like 4 hours and just practiced Gorilla Slamma.
So like, I bought the game whenever we were talking about it last week, but I just not last week, last 2 weeks ago. It's been a while, but last time we did this, I just completely forgot to open it. It's just kind of sitting on my PS4, but eventually I will get to it because I do want to try out fucking Red Hood and Sub-Zero because I remember playing Red Hood once and him being pretty fun when I played at a friend's place. So
Yeah, he's a ton of fun. I personally really enjoyed Red Hood in that game. I enjoy so many characters in that game. Like I could probably play like half that roster, except for Cheetah. Fuck Cheetah.
in what way?
She's just boring. Like so, there was Catwoman, right?
Well, you didn't answer the question. In what way?
Oh, the
Garrett,
correct
no.
way.
What? We gotta-
Talked about this. We've talked about this.
This is cursed. This is the worst.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Hope you enjoy.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I haven't played much else.
Nice. So who is next on the chopping block if they would like to talk about their week?
I'll go next if that's okay.
No, it's not. Troy,
No.
what'd you play?
All right, so
Oh.
basically, you can go.
Okay. Recently, I got my PS4 back recently because like I'm still at my folks' place because of Corona and stuff. I've been continuing in Tales of Vesperia where I left off, and that's been both confusing and very fun because Tales of Vesperia is very funky and I still don't completely understand how it works. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also re-downloaded Apex Legends because a friend really wanted to play with me recently, and that's been something. I'm not good at first-person shooters. I'm still having fun with it though.
I
remember,
the last time I touched that game was like literally the day it came out, and I haven't touched it since. I don't think it's because like I didn't like it. I think it's because I just forgot about it because I'm like, oh, these are all these other games that came out around the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a ton of Apex when it was like first out. I just had some friends who were like really into the game, and it was a lot of fun. But after so long, that game kind of like died out for me just because like I don't know, I just wasn't good at it.
Yeah, I'm not really into FPS, but my buddies were into it for a while, so I kind of just played it with them.
It fools you in giving everyone a fun special ability like it's Overwatch.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and then it double fools you in that none of the abilities actually are that super great or like impactful.
Yeah, except for like,
Like
two
two
of
of them.
them, and it's like, oh, you gotta have that on your team, or else you suck.
Mm-hmm. And then there are like certain guns that are definitively better than other guns in like every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay though. I enjoyed Apex.
I think I have it installed on my laptop because I was like, oh, I'll go back to this at some point because now I have a good laptop, but I haven't. I think I remember that was the day that I bought both. I re-downloaded that and bought Titanfall 2 because it was on sale, and I played Titanfall 2 more times than I played Apex on my PC.
I will say that the best thing about Apex is 100% the movement in that game. That
Yeah,
game
because
feels
like
fun
Respawn
moving.
like knows how to do their movement for the most part.
Yeah.
Movement's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I know nothing about the tiers. I'm just like hee hee funny robot, and then I die.
Yeah, he make frowny faces sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes he make happy face. Thank you, Pathfinder. Very cool.
We have killed the enemy team. Have a nice day.
Okay, what about is that just have you been doing anything else or just Apex and Vesper Barbaria?
Vesperia. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This last week has been very slow and boring,
I
honestly.
feel that. I think that's mainly me too.
Oh, wait.
What?
One more thing. Troy.
Yeah.
You had to visit my Animal Crossing island, you promised.
Did you get my friend code?
Yeah, I added you.
Okay, sick. My Switch died. I haven't restarted it.
Gosh dang it, Troy.
My beachy.
Don't worry about it.
All right. So I'm unemployed, so I have a lot of free time. So I played a lot of games this week.
All right.
First, Crucible came out. It's like
That's the
kind of what
Amazon
we're talking
Studios
about.
game, right?
It's a what?
The Amazon Studios game, like the game made by like fucking Amazon.
Like
Yes.
all women.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like an arena shooter, kind of like what we were talking about with Apex, except it's more like Overwatch. Like it's more team based and like your abilities actually do shit. It's pretty fun. I'm still getting used to it. The game can kind of like get old, so I kind of been just like cycling throughout the cast and shit.
So like with what do you mean by arena shooter? Do you mean is it more like Quake or is it more like Halo?
Oh, like Halo.
Okay. I just mean that because of like
Well,
they're two.
no,
It's
it's
like
hmm.
Quake
It's
is like
like-
movement and shit and picking up the right weapons and stuff like that, and Halo is more like map control and stuff.
Yeah, it's more like it's really cool. So you get spawned on a random point. You can choose which place you drop at. And you're kind of just like farming to get XP to level up your character so you can get more of their abilities. You know, you
So it's a
still
MOBA.
stick with the same gun, and then the whole thing is there's hives where the enemy mobs are, and you're supposed to like take control, capture the hive, destroy the hive, take its heart, while also battling the other team. And it's the first person to get 3 of the hive hearts.
Okay, so
So
that
it's,
reminds me of
First
not
person MOBA.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
but, like, it
exactly.
reminds me a lot of that one game mode in Destiny 2 Gambit.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
It's like that.
That game mode's so fun.
I have yet to play it, though I need to because Destiny 2 is another game that I want to play more of, but I just forgot to. It's on my PC. I just haven't started again.
I had a close friend who was like, "Hey, we're gonna play Destiny 2," and I was like, "All right, quarantine just started. Why not?" And I played one night with him, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of fun," and we haven't played since. But we played that Gambit mode, and that Gambit mode's a ton of fun.
Yeah. Okay, what
Um,
else other than Crucible?
All right, so then Minecraft, and I've been kind of reverting back to my old middle school self to where you ever have those phases when you're playing Minecraft and you kind of just you go in the creative mode, set a bunch of TNT everywhere, and you kind of just blow it all up,
No.
you know?
But I'll
Yeah,
say
no,
yes
not
to
just
make
me.
you-
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyways, I have been messing with the physics of the game, and I've made a rapid fire TNT, and I've just been testing it out on the villages there. So, yeah, that's my point at summer boredom right now.
What kind of monster are you?
Just casually committing Minecraft genocide.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. They're just
man,
test villages.
Get it out where you can.
Yeah.
All the government?
Xavier, stop. No. And
Hello?
then...
John
Skull-
Minecraft?
Yeah,
Fun?
Minecraft 2. You haven't joined my server yet?
I'm sorry, Troy. I don't go to not cool people servers.
Damn, bro.
Oh.
Fast.
And then I played Skullgirls finally. Who knew? All it took to get me into this game were the color references. Specifically the Mitsuru for Parasol.
I was gonna say, I thought we talked about this last time, but I don't think we did. I think you started Skullgirls literally 2 weeks ago.
I think it's just been a week.
Because, like,
Maybe
you
2
weren't
weeks.
playing it whenever we did the last one, I think.
Nah.
I think you were just like, yeah, Skullgirls is a thing whenever we talked about it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't
But-
think I've like really started playing it until
Yeah.
like just this past week. And I was like, I think it's just kind of a mixture of I finally found the character I like. Like I was wondering when messing with Parasol Buttons, like, man, why do I like this character so much? And I was like, she's literally just Mitsuru, but with strong zoning.
Yeah, did you put her on, did you listen to her Japanese voice yet?
Yeah, it's just Mitsuru.
Yeah, it's just
I love
Mitsuru.
it.
It's Mitsuru's voice actress.
Yeah, and then I dropped Robo Fortune because
Howard.
I'm sorry.
Howard.
Her combos feel so weird.
No,
and I
they feel
don't-
great. They feel wonderful and pleasant, and she's great.
She's
Who did you drop her
cool.
for? Anybody or just Solo Soul?
Oh yeah, big band. I am
Okay, wait. I revoke my statement.
Hell yeah.
Who did you pick up, Troy?
Big dude.
Big man.
You're a monster.
Big
No, he's a god now.
Back on the beat.
I gotta talk to a man about a dog.
One day my squiggly fortune will be good.
Big Man's fucking cool, even if I don't play him.
I need to jump in on you guys playing some Skullgirls next time. I need to get back into Beowulf Robo Fortune.
I just saw someone do the fucking Roman cancel super, and then he plays the JoJo opening on his trombone, and then do his fucking or super. I was like, oh shit, I'm playing this character.
His tuba 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 tuba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't not play that character.
You can unlock his what's it called?
Jotaro color. Yeah. I'm working on it.
He has
So if any of you just want to
what's it called? Doesn't he have a crazy diamond color?
I think he does.
I might have missed
well,
it. Yeah.
It's like
I think it's something else, but it looks like Crazy Diamond.
Yeah, it's like 25, I think. His 25th color. I want to say that's a JoJo reference too, but I don't know because I didn't really look at a whole lot of Big Band. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up while you keep talking.
So if any of y'all want to help me cheat and just let me finish the round on you with that super to help me get that color, it would much be appreciated.
Well, here, I'll give you a preference. If you can kill me with that move, then I'll let you win.
All right, let's go.
All right, but you have to land it, and I will be blocking, and be playing the game functionally.
I can work around that.
I'm sorry.
So, do you know what his 25th color is? It's not. It's Crazy Diamond.
What is it?
It's Robo-Kai. It's fucking Robo-Kai, dude. You can have double Robo-Kai. You can have a team that's literally just double Robo-Kai. It's fucking amazing.
Here, how do you not play that team?
Wait, what?
How do you not play that team?
I don't know.
Sounds like you don't really like Robo-Kai then.
Sounds like you don't really shut the fuck up then.
I can't believe Garrett changed his team to Valentine, Robo Fortune, Big Man.
So I can have 2 Robo-Kais and a Biken.
2 Robo-Kais and a Biken. That's Garrett's fucking memoir.
I want that now. Anyway, what else how is Skullgirls going besides that, color references and stuff? I'm learning.
It's alright. I'm actually starting to like the game now. Definitely gonna just focus on it. I haven't played any Blazblue this week because of that. And then, was that all I played?
I think you played a little bit of Herds, I saw.
Oh yeah, I also started playing Herds. I'm still playing Tianhua. I think that's her name, right?
Tianhua. Yeah, you can say that, or you can do what the community calls her and call her Tina.
So I was I heard everyone was picking her up, so I was like, maybe I'll try out a different character. But no other character really just feels that cool. It's weird. She just feels objectively more fun to play than everyone else.
Yeah, Tina's
I might get hate for that, but
just play Arizona like me and do the same combo. Because I don't know how to play Herds.
Just stomp 4 times or just do a infinite stomp easy.
Yeah, just use a tool-assisted thing and stomp 50 times in a combo.
It's worth it. You get to be a cool guy and do big stomp.
Just play Beowulf. Or no, wait. Just play Beowulf, and then just Wolfomania. Wolfomania runs wild, dog.
Wolfomania runs wild. It's in every game.
Or you can be cool and play Velvet like me.
Or you could.
She has a JoJo reference color.
I mean, or you could just keep playing Skullgirls and don't worry about this pony game. Or
you can worry about pony game while I break Austin's kneecaps.
Look, I like the pony game. I just have no character that I want to play in that game, so I don't want to play the game.
That's kind of where I'm at, but it's I don't want to play against any other character. None of these characters are just as interesting to me. Game cool, but not enough to keep me from not playing Skullgirls at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. Anything else?
Just my never-ending struggle to get out of Plat and Overwatch, but I can't talk about that because I'll get mad.
Okay.
You know, if you really want to get at a plat in Overwatch, you should just play Beowulf in Skullgirls.
Yeah.
And
You're a
you will
genius.
have much more fun and won't be stressed.
Yeah, and
Oh, I never
Wolfomania
thought of
runs
this.
wild. As it does. God damn it. Okay, so that's it for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is my turn. Um, I did play a lot of stuff the past week or so, but I'm not gonna go super into them. I might just like mention them a little bit because I mentioned all of this stuff on a completely different podcast. I was on a new podcast.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
Garrett, what was the
You?
name of the
Yeah, what's this other
podcast?
podcast,
Yeah, I
bud?
was a sellout. But yeah, it's my friend Blackjack's podcast. It's called the KuroCast, Kuro dash cast. That was on their second episode, which was us talking about our weeks, and it eventually led to us talking about Helltaker for about 2 hours. It's very good. I had a lot of fun on that podcast. Whether I'm back again, like a regular, or I'm a semi-regular, or if I'm like a special guest that doesn't show up every once in a while, that's fine. Like that was a lot of fun to be on that one and talk about
Yeah,
Helltaker.
you get used to being the weird guest star slash potential reoccurring character, but you just get used to it.
Yeah, I'm either
Some
I'm
of
either
us.
going to be a guest character or I'm going to be the fan favorite that shows up. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, had a lot of fun on that. That's not up right now though. That'll be up in the next week or two. I believe it goes to his patrons first, and then a week later it goes on to Spotify and everything else because he also uses Anchor.
Yeah.
So check that out. He has an episode up. If anyone listening wants to listen to it, it's on Danganronpa. Where he talks about Danganronpa 1. It's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that one. I accept that I think I only could watch 2 hours of it because they go into big spoiler territory.
How long is it?
It's like 3 hours.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
When you
And
talk about
that's
Danganronpa,
and that was the one that I was on too. That was like 3 hours too. But don't worry, it was a lot of fun. Anyway, so I talked about FF14 on there. I'm now like officially a red mage basically. Did I talk about that last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, because red mage is.
I spaced out.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be honest, I spaced out when you were talking about Final Fantasy 14.
Okay, well, I'm a red mage now. So basically, I'm gonna put it super simple. Red mage, and older Final Fantasies do both black and white magic, but they're not good at either. It's just like, oh, you can do both. Cool. They changed it up in 14. 14, you still technically do both, but now you have a balancing act where you need to do both black and white magic to build up meter, and then you cash out that meter for EX moves.
Okay.
And it's sick as fuck because you get one of your attacks is a stinger, like from Devil May Cry. You get a backflip move. You get summon swords. It's really cool, and I really like that class. It's clicked with me 100%. I liked playing White Mage, but Red Mage is like my home.
Okay.
I talked about playing Skullgirls because I'm playing more of it than I used to, which was like next to none. I also got rid of my Robo-Kai Fortune.
Coward.
Yeah, no, she's really hard, and I don't think I have the patience right now to try to understand how she works, sadly. But
Dude.
I swapped her out for another character that's just as confusing, which is Squiggly. But
I have
Squiggly's
no
a lot
word
of fun. Skullgirl's fun, and I opened up Herds for like 2 minutes and played some Velvet combos. I'm like, yeah, this game is still fun.
Yeah.
I also played the System Shock demo that's on GOG right now for free for the remake, and it's really fun. It feels really good. It feels like, I mean, granted, it was made by the same people who made BioShock, the original game was, so it feels like that. So very good. I didn't beat it because I died, and when you die, you have to restart the whole thing. And I was like an hour or so in, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna deal with it.
Interesting.
But it's good. If you want to hear more of my stuff in depth, of course, check out KuroCast episode 2. Did I mention anything else?
No, but can you explain what Helltaker is and why it was on my Twitter feed for
Fuck,
2
I played
weeks?
Helltaker. Fuck, I forgot about that. I played Helltaker. Have any of you guys have played Helltaker?
I've watched
No,
someone
but
play
I'm
it.
confused on why it was on my Twitter feed for so long.
Okay.
Because people are obsessed with demon girls, and
Yeah,
that's why.
it's really
Really?
cool. So Helltaker is a free indie game on Steam right now. It is basically a puzzle game of sorts where you do like, push block puzzles. It's those, but they're cool.
Sure, whatever you
Because
say.
don't hold on. This is why it's cool because the whole idea is that the main character, the Helltaker, wakes up one day and says, "I want a harem of demon girls," and so he goes to hell to get a harem of demon girls.
Oh, so you're playing Hoonie Pop.
Yeah, but it's cool.
All right.
It's
Glad
really
we've reverted
short.
back to Hoonie Pop era.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. Because there's like no loot stuff in it actually. Relatively vanilla. It's like an hour long, so it's
Okay.
like I totally think it's worth checking out, even if you might not be super interested in it, because it's free. So worst case, you end up wasting an hour. Some of the puzzles get ridiculously hard, so you can't skip them, which is what I did for one of them because they were just too hard for me, because for my small pea brain.
All right.
Yeah, Whole Taker is a lot of fun. There's some really cool demon girls. There's one of them in the beginning, which is like a demon girl with glasses, and she likes coffee, so that's up there for me.
Yeah.
There's Cerberus, which is just three demon girls. It's pretty neat. There's Justice, who's a cool demon girl that wears shades.
Mm-hmm. And she has like a giant scythe, right?
No, I
Oh.
wish. She's blind though, so that's cool.
All right. That'll do, I guess.
There is a demon girl that drinks a lot, but likes turn-based strategy RPGs.
Ah, my kind of girl.
Yeah, she just wants to play Fire Emblem with you. It's pretty neat. Anyway, if you're ever wondering what the fuck is a Helltaker, you should play it. It's free. It's short. So even if you're like, man, this is the worst game I've ever played, guess what? You waste time, not money. But I liked it a lot, and I talked about it for 2 hours.
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Garrett.
Because
I will continue to not play it though.
you know what? That is totally fair. Because I'm pretty sure that is not your type of game.
Nah.
But you two should play it though. It can run on potatoes, I'm pretty sure. If you do
Okay.
it, I'll give you a crisp
Real
high
quick.
five.
Wait, you go first.
I said that if you do it, I'll give you a crisp high five.
That's pretty good. I only watched someone play Helltaker, and I will say now that the best girl are the skeletons. The skeletons that you punch. That's it. That's all I have to add. Goodbye.
Thank you for adding that.
I'm glad that someone else here is a skeleton lover. Thank you, X.
As skeleton should anyway. I think that's basically it. I was gonna go more in depth, but I already did, so I don't really feel like going more in depth today. So watch that one if you want to hear me talk about whatever. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some punch game news before we get into the main topic. And the main topic today is stupid fucking Blazblue lore.
I'm ready.
Because I love Blazblue. It's probably my favorite fighting game series, my favorite original fighting game series, if you don't count Persona 4 Arena, since that's like a spin-off. But, so if you don't count it, then Blazblue's my favorite, but it's filled to the brim with stupid lore and a really dumb story, but god damn it, I love it, and we're going to talk about that.
Amazing lore and really good stories with no loops.
Sure.
No loophole.
Sure, let's go with that. Whatever you say.
Pure honest footsies.
Yeah, honest footsies of storytelling.
See, what Garrett means about good lore is he means that Asriel is a character and he's the best.
You know what Garrett means specifically is that Hazama and Jin are characters.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Idiots. Trying to...
Forgot this is Garrett's podcast, not like an actual discussion.
Nope. Not allowed in here, you idiot. Anyway, before we get into that, we're gonna go over some fighting game news that's happened recently. We'll start with some really quick ones. The first one being that Guilty Gear is getting an announcement next week. Or the week after, I think. Is it May 9th, right? Or is it May 7th?
Well, May 7th already passed.
Not May
dude.
7th, June 7th or June 9th.
June 7th?
Yeah, so next Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're getting an announcement over what the new character is going to be.
Is it specifically the samurai guy from the trailer?
No,
We don't know. But that's like what a lot of people are wanting.
Yeah, like I want John New Guilty Gear 2021 to get a name and gameplay, but it's probably gonna be like, oh, here's this returning character. Isn't that cool?
I will say, if they show me Slayer, I might have to actually buy the game.
Or if they show me Robokai.
Where's
Give me Slayer
Baiken?
first.
Baiken would be cool.
Look, Garrett, I will allow them to make Robokai, but they have to give me Slayer before... Because if Slayer's not in this game, then I don't think I'm going to buy it. I need Slayer.
Slayer would actually be terrifying in this new, slower Guilty Gear.
Oh, you mean they finally built a Guilty Gear game around Slayer gameplay?
Yeah, instead of the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, hey, do you want to get counter hit on everything to actually do combo? Which you normally can't do in actual Guilty Gear, but in this game, you'd be able to because it'll tell you counter, everything will slow down, it'll zoom in on fucking Slayer's abs so you know that you can hit him with that tile bunker.
Imagine, I think it's called Vampire Impact or whatever, the like, when he does the dash forward, he does like the big punch that like, he just like, and it launches you to the wall and you get the wall splat. Imagine that with counter hit. It's gonna look so fucking cool.
Yeah, or you can like do that again and again and again and again because of the weird combo structure in the game with the wall.
Yeah.
And then you're positive after that because of the get meter gain. Because fuck you if you're in the corner.
This is gonna be the game of Slayer, and you are all going to be mad, but I'm gonna be having the time of my life.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Robokai, but that's unrealistic. So my realistic reveal would probably be Slayer or Johnny.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I want Johnny.
I want Johnny to look the exact same, like how the difference between plus R and Exard being next to nothing.
No, Johnny's gonna get a baseball cap.
All right. Ramlethal, right?
Yeah.
But the twist is,
Shoes.
She gets sneakers.
I can finally play this character and not be treated as I have a foot fetish.
Listen, if you joke about a fetish 3 times, you probably have it.
Damn. Not like
Golden
this.
rule of fetishes.
Yeah.
Not like this.
I'm sorry, Mr. Proteus Foot Fetish Troy Blazblue.
Can't cancel me.
This is the call-out post for Troy Proteus Grand Blue. He does indeed like Ramlethal. That is all.
Specifically, Ramlethal.
Oh.
Yeah, but they give her sneakers.
Yo, actually, that'd be pretty cool.
They give her Tim's.
But she continues to be minus on block, minus on everything, like in Exard.
No. See, the nerf was she got shoes, so now she's gonna be like busted OP, but no one will play her.
Perfect. And then you'll have like some random Japanese player pick her up, and then everyone's like, "Man, I can't believe Ramifal was busted." And everyone starts.
I was watching a tangent. I was watching Maximilian because he was playing KI for like 4 days straight on like Twitch. And he was talking about, someone asked like who's like the worst character in the game, and then he was like trying to figure it out, and then someone said like Kilgore, and he's like, nah dude, there's this one guy in Japan who figured out Kilgore tech, and now it's crazy. And I've yet to see the Kilgore tech, but I'm curious. I'm very, very curious on what Kilgore tech looks like.
I'm pretty sure he was memeing.
I don't know.
It's Maximilian. Like, I feel like that was him, like, memeing, being like, some random dude in Japan found Kilgore tech.
But dude, if it exists though, can you imagine the Kilgore tech?
No, because that means that somebody willingly looked at Kilgore's design and said, "Yes, I want worse Fulgore."
Hold on,
Garrett.
I have to see this.
Garrett, I did not want to get into a fight with you tonight, but we're gonna have to get into a fight. Kilgore's design might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's so stupid! It's so
Dude,
bad!
Look, hear me out. We got Fulgore, he's a cool...
Yeah, he's so cool. He's sick.
He's a cool Robo Knight with like claw arms and teleports and like future tech. And then, alright, we need to make a new character. Let's do like an older model that's like an ineffective model of Fulgore. Oh, and he's Kilgore. And he's got minigun arms that overheat. And he's got a stupid looking head. And I look at that and I'm like, he's adorable. I wish
I
to play
do.
him.
I do
and-
kind of love the minigun arms.
how can you not,
Kilgore's
dude?
design is dumb. I hate it. It's like the worst design in that game.
But you have to remember, he has a button where a grab where you know how Kilgore or
Yeah.
Fulgore grabs you and he stabs you and then he tosses you. He
Yeah.
does that, but he just shoots you in the air with his minigun arm.
I'm sorry. I think that design is dumb. Troy, what's your input?
I'm sorry, Garrett. You can't be horny for Kilgore anymore.
I'm not. What?
There, I said it.
I wasn't even trying to. I'm saying that he's bad.
No, Garrett. We've had this conversation. You've told me, and we've talked about it.
Why are you doing it like this?
Garrett, how can you, a person who loves Robokai, hate Kilgore?
Because Kilgore is stupid. He has.
I'm looking at him right now, and he's not stupid.
I think he is dumb.
Kilgore.
Like, for the audience who are listening to this audibly, look up Fulgore Killer Instinct and look at him and be like, that's interesting, an interesting, cool design. Then look up Kilgore and realize that this is a much better design. It's not better, but it's funny. I love Kilgore as like a meme character, and I think he's hilarious to look at.
I hate him so much.
Minigun arms, dude.
He
Yeah.
punch you with mini.
He's just a Chad, alright?
He's a what?
Kilgore's just the Chad to the Virgin Fulgore.
Yeah.
Why was that the go-to?
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
All right,
Whatever. Kilgore's dumb.
Sorry.
Anyway, continuing on with news. Speaking of rollback, that brings us to the Skullgirls update, which added improved rollback, if that's even possible.
Probably so.
So basically, it went from this is really good to this is magic. Like, deadass, I've been using Wi-Fi this entire time. I've been playing Skullgirls with Xavier and Troy. Have not ran into we're into hiccups, but nothing terrible.
It's
Okay.
perfect. It's amazing.
I'm gonna give my hot take on this. It's really great, and it is like magic, but it doesn't mean there can't be bad connections. Like, yeah, we've run into like a couple hiccups, but it's been fine. But me and my buddy have like tried to play it before, or me and Joss have tried to play it before, and there's still moments where it's like this is unplayable.
I was
Yeah.
gonna bring up Josh because Josh specifically has like a really bad connection on his computer isn't the best. I'm pretty sure.
So it's great, but don't be like getting this idea of like I can play with anybody, even if they're on like Wi-Fi and usually have a shit connection. It can still be pretty bad,
I mean, as
but
long
next
as you're
good.
like,
It's still great.
as long as your connection is half decent, I should say, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a bad connection, then you're probably still gonna be struggle bus. But if you have a half decent connection, then you're fine. Then it's good. Also added new.
It outweighs the bad games a lot.
Yeah, basically, like even if with that, that's still better than literally 90% of the fighting games out right now, which is really sad.
No, yeah, I don't want to like discount
Yeah.
it. It's really great, and like
Yeah.
our connections, even though you're on Wi-Fi, it still feels like we're playing locally.
Yeah, it's great. Also, it added new color palettes for every character. It was the Switch version color palettes, but still, every character is now up to like 29 colors, I believe. Which is almost to Under Knight's 40, which is pretty neat. Some of those new colors are really good, because Valentine got a ship color, which looks really good, and a chic color. There's a few duds still. Like, I feel like most of the Steven
Curious.
Universe colors are okay.
Eliza's Lapis Lazuli one is really good because her blood, they changed it to where it looks like just clear water.
Oh, nice. Yeah, those are kind of okay, and the Overwatch ones are, some of them are good and some of them are bad.
Yeah.
It's like I think Widowmaker Parasol looks awful.
Yeah, that's the first one that
That
came to
looks
mind. I'm not a
awful.
fan.
Mercy Valentine looks fine. It just doesn't look great because there's so many good colors for her that like that one's just like in the void. That being said, in terms of Overwatch, in terms of like Steven Universe colors, the ones here are still better than fucking Seth's Lapis color in BB Tech.
Yeah.
That is the worst. Like I talked about that on the other podcast, but that is like the worst color I've ever seen any character have. I hate it.
But
I
Garrett,
don't think I hate it that much.
I
but-
hate it a lot. I think it's like one of the worst colors I've seen in a while. It's really bad.
they gave Big Band a Potemkin color.
Yeah, that one's really good. That one's like one of the best colors
And-
too. I love that one. It looks really clean.
They
Dude,
gave
they
Squiggly.
gave-
Hold
They
on.
gave Eliza a Vice color, dude. Like, and there's an Earthworm. I have not seen these colors yet, so I'm looking at a video that's showing them all.
Yeah.
I'm just realizing there's an Earthworm
Oh yeah,
gym
and
one, I'm very
Beowulf
happy.
has an Incineroar color,
I could take that one or leave it.
which is pretty.
It's a Michael Jackson Thriller color.
Squiggly got.
Yeah, that one's really good. The Ronald McDonald Squiggly
Yeah,
is
I could've
the
mentioned
greatest color, and I will fight anyone that says otherwise.
She also got an Elsa from Frozen color.
While
I
Leviathan
don't
is
care about the
Brutus.
Elsa one. Ronald McDonald.
Troy, you don't care about the Frozen Elsa Olaf Frozen?
Is this a hot take? Because no, I don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
I think everyone's just like, yeah, this is a color.
Oh,
What
they
was the
gave a
other one I really
Tyrant.
liked?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Parasol got a not Parasol. Fucking
Painwheel.
Painwheel got a Tyrant color. Yeah.
Fukuwa got on Takamaki, the
Mhm.
Persona enemy, is satisfied.
It's pretty cool.
Yo, they gave freaking double an Abyss color.
Yeah, and a
Ooh.
Monster Energy drink color. Or is that the-
Monster Energy is so good.
Deep cut.
I think.
I'm honestly just skipping through this to find the Beowulf colors. Captain Planet.
Yeah, there's a Captain Planet Beowulf now.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go play Skullgirls right now to play Captain Planet Beowulf.
Alright, bye, Austin.
Oh no, you guys don't understand. I've been thinking about Captain Planet a lot lately for no
Why?
real reason. Someone at work brought up Captain Planet, and I just can't stop thinking about Captain Planet. And this is making my day.
Welcome to the Captain Planet podcast hosted by Austin.
Thanks, Mike
Dude, he's a
Z.
hero. Taking pollution down to zero.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool colors they added. There's some duds, but that's fine because there's nearly 30 colors to choose from. So if they're duds, guess what? You still have more to choose from.
I will say the Incineroar costume is also good for him, but I'm leaning heavily towards
Captain Planet. God damn it. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool colors now. That's really nice. And
They also
what?
have a new person in the training mode.
No, we're not talking about that. Go away.
Yeah, we are. Because you guys should know that Sonic Fox deserves to be there.
I
Tell
agree.
him, do it, go
I
off.
agree.
Yeah.
They're genuinely like really cool, and if I can like go off a little to the side here, they kind of inspired me to get back into fighting games like when I entered college.
Yeah. Sonic Fox deserves the respect that they have earned, and they are like someone who like you know, I'm not a furry per se, but I love Sonic Fox being the personality they are, and I love them being in the competitive scene because they're just like always a warm ball of sunshine and like really good and always find a way to make everyone hate the game for a little bit because they find the broken shit.
Heck yeah.
But they're great. Love them. People need to not be mad that they're now in the training mode.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to stop playing the game. Just pick a different stage, or just play on the stage again when he's not there.
'Cause it's like a 140 chance.
I feel
I'm
like there are
pretty sure.
easy solutions to this. Besides, oh, I'm not playing that game because they put Sonic Fox. That's dumb. Like, stop.
I'm gonna refund this game I bought for $2.
Yeah.
A game that's
Yeah.
literally cheaper than dirt.
It's like we all know you got this same $1 deal.
I need my $2 back now. Okay.
I want my
I'm good.
$2 back because you put a furry in the training mode instead of the hot lady. I demand my hot
How
lady back.
dare you.
She is pretty hot though.
I mean, look, Garrett, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, I'm fine with Sonic Fox being there. And it's just what it is. Anyway, let's talk about anything else, I guess.
Yeah, we got that out, so that's good. I guess.
Mhm.
But speaking of other rollback stuff, Herds is getting an update soon, which is adding the exact same type of GGPO that Skullgirls has right now.
Hell yeah. Dude, it's unfair. like these indie games are like just really making everyone else look like fucking idiots. And like, hey, there's this free like net play that we can do that is good and allows our like audience to actually enjoy playing online, and it makes our games fun to play right now. And Capcom and all these other big companies are like, I don't know what to do. Why are we at Evo?
Yeah, like, oh, I don't like even when somebody figures out how to do it, it's like, oh yeah, we patched that out. Fuck you.
Capcom is so dumb
Well,
by
yeah,
doing
speaking
that.
of Capcom being dumb, there's another thing. The not dumb thing is that they're doing another season for Street Fighter, which is pretty
I
cool because Street Fighter
I
5
think it's
is
dumb, but
pretty okay. But what isn't okay is what they're doing with their their costume design. Have you guys heard about that?
Mm-mm.
So there's a contest going on right now. I believe it's going on right now where you can make a costume to show up in the next season of Street Fighter, which sounds really cool. But here's the thing: you get nothing for doing it. No money. No intellectual property. You just get it in the game. And if you
That's pretty
enter
dumb.
a costume into that contest, guess what?
Is it their
Capcom has the
property?
intellectual rights for it.
yeah, that's really fucked. Cause like one, I think this is a great opportunity for them to like, cause my favorite skins in that game or my favorite like costumes they have in that game are all the Capcom Cup champion skins, which
Yeah.
are like the guy who won Capcom Cup that year got to pick what the skin looks like,
Yeah, the
and we got
baseball Rashid is really strong.
Mhm.
The Mena RD one I can live without just because like of the tan pants just look gross,
Mhm.
but still a lot of them are really cool.
Yeah, well, and like I just really love that it's like, hey, you're the best Street Fighter player of that year. You get to choose what your character skin's gonna look like. And like, yeah, Mena RD he
Himself.
made Birdie look like Mena RD a
Yeah, he
little
made
bit,
like
like he had,
Birdie
like, a new
Sona.
outfit. But it's badass. Like that's cool. And I think having a costume contest, like, hey, the community has helped this game survive for as long as possible. You guys design a costume, but like not giving anything to the creator and not like doing anything with them, and then also anything you submit is now owned by Capcom is kind of a big red flag.
Yeah, it's a lot like the stuff that happened with Warcraft Reforged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where like if you made any like mod map for it or whatever, it was now owned by Blizzard.
Which is stupid because Blizzard didn't make it.
They did that because of like Dota, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because Dota was a Warcraft mod, and then it
Yeah.
got poached by Valve basically, and now they're like, oh, we don't want to lose another Dota, so we own everything now. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like it. I don't think that's a good idea for Capcom, but you know, whatever they want to do, I guess. Cool.
Say
I think
if they
they'll.
make
Wait,
oh
what?
good.
No, you go ahead.
I will say if they make a good Ed skin for once, I'll be happy.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Or if they make like a super badass like if some fan out there makes a really great skin for Balrog or for I'm trying to think of there's a character that's in that game that I was thinking about like, oh, this character could really use like a really good fan skin because they don't have any skins anyway. Never mind, forget I said anything. Balrog or Ed, if they make a good Balrog or Ed skin, I'll be happy.
Hell yeah.
Not gonna play the game, but I'll be happy with the skin.
Yeah, that's hopefully they change that and they give the winners something, like maybe even if it's just like, oh, you get 5% of the sales. That's good.
Yeah, 5% of sales, or they get like that skin is called skin designed by
Yeah.
XX person, or like just let that creator get something out of this. We live in a world where creators deserve to get credit / payment for things that they do.
Yeah, but don't
Yeah.
worry, you get no. Capcom's giving you exposure bucks.
Don't
Can I
worry, we'll
exchange my
give you an
exposure bucks for fight
exposure.
money?
No, you have to grind fight money like everyone else. Go into the survival pit with you.
Hmm.
Goodbye, Austin.
I'm going to
Again.
the survival pit.
We do nothing but the world's lamest survival mode.
Dude, it's fun. You get to fight Shadow Chun-Li. She shoots rockets or something.
Probably.
Wait.
Yeah, that's a thing in that game.
Yeah.
It's like a little event that they did recent, like a while ago. I didn't fight her, but I know what happened.
hmm I mainly just watch people do it. I'm not gonna play Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
No offense to the Street Fighter V crowd, it's not my game.
Yeah. One more thing before we get into BlazBlue, and that is Power Rangers is getting a season 3.
Hell
Yes.
yeah, it is.
They're adding They're adding the female Red Samurai Ranger.
Yes, which is a good pick.
And they're adding some guy from Jungle Fury, which,
Yeah.
the funny thing about that is that guy is voiced by the DMC Devil May Cry Virgil in the actual series.
Oh my god.
So, if they bring him back, we're getting 2 Virgils in one game. We're getting a Fedora
Wait.
Virgil and Cool Virgil.
You mean 2 cool Virgils?
I guess.
I'm excited. Like I believe his name is RJ. He looks cool, and I'm excited because I don't know. I'm not a Jungle Fury fan per se. That was not the series that I watched a lot of, but I'm excited. He looks like an interesting like model, I guess. There's not a lot to go off of besides like his little like pose that he does, and like, all right, he looks kind of cool. But I'm really excited about the third character that's like the to be announced air quotes, who is I've either like narrowed it down to it's got to be Rita Repulsa, or like or the lady who is the villain in Lost Galaxy. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, people are saying Scorpina.
Yeah. But I really want it to be Rita, because Rita's cool, and then you can have your Rita Goldar Z team, which will fulfill my dreams as a human being. Also, I want her super, like her like level 3 or whatever. Her I guess everyone only has one super, but it to be like let my monster grow and there's a bunch of monsters come and bash you to death. That'd be cool.
Or like Zed's when he sits in the chair.
Yeah. He has his fucking Doctor Doom super.
Dude, it's so great because you're comboing someone and you just see the snap, and then the putties are just stomping you and he's just sitting on his chair like, yeah, you suck.
And then
So quick.
And then he does the thumbs down thing.
Thumbs down into the fucking lightning pose. Dude, I'm gonna play Power Rangers after this.
Yeah, I impulse bought Power Rangers for a second time before we started the podcast because I was talking about it with Austin. because Aftermath came out and you can either pay $40 for that one expansion or you can buy literally everything for $60.
Which
So
let's all just talk about it. Aftermath is too expensive.
a little bit, yeah. I almost impulse bought the entirety of MK11 because I'm like, oh fuck, it's $60. But then I saw that I can just buy Battle for the Grid again for $40, and I bought Battle for the Grid again.
See, you bought that game because one, it's more fun. MK11 kind of boring. I said it, hot take. But also, you have a game that has good netcode. I mean, MK11 also has good netcode. Actually, my points are not valid here. You get to play as Lord Zed and have fun.
Yeah, you get Mortal Slide as his heavy attack. Like, what more do you want?
You get to play as Virgil.
Yeah, you get to play as Virgil and Anubis Kruger.
You get to play as Virgil, and he says, "I need more quantum power." Again, so quick side note or not side note, but just comment on the Power Rangers fighting game. Battle for the Grid has all the things that make Marvel fun, that we talked about in the Marvel video, and that it has great voice lines, it has great combo potential, it's a fun team game with tag and assist things. It's a lot of fun. Recommended if you're into Marvel or team games.
And it's also very cheap. It is $20 for the base version of the game, and it is crossplay for every single thing on it. Yep. PC, Xbox, PS4, Switch, and Stadia, I believe. So, if you want to play it, you can literally buy it on literally any of those and play with anybody.
Which is such a good selling point and a good reason to own the game. It's a lot of fun. Plus, it's just good. You get to play as Goldar, dude. What game allows you to play as Goldar? Name me a game that lets you play as Goldar. Just
What if
I'll
they
wait.
had like a Goldar skin for Beowulf?
Don't tempt me.
So that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Battle for the Grid, good, play it. On to the main attraction, which is we're gonna talk about stupid Blazblue lore.
Here we go.
All right.
This is what I've been waiting for.
So, I know very little, so I need someone else to start.
What if, however, we say what we do know and then you fill us in?
Okay,
Okay.
that sounds good. Okay, Troy, you go. What do you know about?
Okay.
It could be any plot point, any character,
Mhm,
any
mhm.
whatever. It doesn't need to be the whole
So-
story. It could be just literally any part, and I can try to figure out what I know, and I can make it sound as stupid as I can, which is probably just me explaining it normally.
Okay, so it's a big Grand Blue Fantasy redone because GBF was first, and then 9 dates a cat, and they have kids that are kind of cat humans, but 9's kind of crazy because she gets possessed by magic, maybe. And then
Wait,
there's
wait,
now 2.
Wait,
Yes.
you're just saying names and not explaining things, and I'm already confused.
Okay.
Good.
So 9, witch girl, yeah. She dates the cat boy, Jubei, he's a real life talking cat, right? They fall in love, maybe, I don't know, but they have kids, with cat ears, but they look mostly human, I think. Then that's it that I know about that plot point. And then Naoto Kurogane, the sickest character in that game, he's not really from their universe, I think. He's like from a book. Yeah, a book of a different series. But
my
he's
God,
cool.
Troy.
Now he's in the game.
Troy, this is not working out.
Okay.
This is a mistake. We've already gone off the rails and we started.
Yeah, that's like the hallmark of BlazBlue. Like literally, if I started describing the plot of the original BlazBlue, we would be here already off the rails.
It's
Like-
wonderful.
Like the first BlazBlue game, Calamity Trigger. I'm not gonna be able to talk about a whole lot when we actually talk about BlazBlue, by the way, viewers, because the BlazBlue one, the actual BlazBlue one, is gonna be CF and Tag. Because I realized I'm the only person that's played every single BlazBlue game, so it would just be me talking to a brick wall. So, CT, the second you start it, you get hit by so many fucking like titles like NOL, the Azure, the BlazBlue, the Grim Reaper, all these other random things, and you don't know what they are, and the game does not tell you.
Should we
The
start?
game already gives you like a dictionary and says read.
Should we
But the
make
game
an
doesn't give you that
index?
dictionary until the second game, which Teach Me with Miss Lychee, which will then explain to you the lore of BlazBlue, but it doesn't really explain it super well, so you only have like a vague idea of how things work.
It's also like an hour long per episode. It's ridiculous.
Like, even if we started with Calamity Trigger and worked our way up, we would still be off the rails. BlazBlue is stupid, but I love it.
I think we
Okay,
should
okay,
also
okay.
clarify that this episode is solely about the lore. We're not
Yeah.
going to talk about gameplay or like
Yeah, that will be for the
characters.
actual
behind-
BlazBlue episode.
Yeah.
This
Heck
is
yeah.
I wanted a really short and fun episode, and I
Mhm.
thought like talking about the lore of BlazBlue, also known as the dumbest fighting game story mode maybe ever.
Can I bring up a point
Yeah.
about this?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that when you make a fighting game in any capacity, the story mode is like usually like the bottom tier, if not like one of the bottom 3 things you should be thinking about. Because like it's a fighting game. That being said, as someone who wants to make a fighting game one day, I want to make a very story-centric fighting game. Because the whole point of fighting games is characters and blah 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 whatever. But traditionally, you make a fighting game like Street Fighter 2 is they have 8 characters and you just pick one and then you fight the other characters and then you fight the boss and it's over. And then we as a society were like, we should put a story in this. And so some fighting games have developed story, and BlazBlue has decided to make the most complicated labyrinth maze story of all time. That like on the spectrum of Street Fighter 2, or like not Street Fighter, but like of like no story, which is Street Fighter 2, and then like a ton of story that is so complicated you don't know what's going on. BlazBlue passes that by like 4.5 miles.
Yeah, it missed its turn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like misses turn on the highway, and it's trying to do a Yui right now.
But there's no exit ramp.
No. So it keeps going, it keeps moving.
Mm-hmm.
It does not stop because it is already going 70 miles per hour, and if it stops, it will die.
It's the fucking bus from
oncoming traffic.
But and I want to point out, I don't think the BlazBlue story is bad because I don't know what happens in it. I can't possibly say if it's good or bad, but it's just very complicated, and the bits that I know are just from long nights of me and Garrett playing BlazBlue cross tag or any BlazBlue, and me saying, "Who the fuck is this?" and then Garrett trying to explain it to me, and then me getting a headache and being like, "Just stop! I don't want to know anymore."
Yeah, basically. But
So weird.
wait, what?
You go first.
No, I was gonna keep going. So you're gonna have to.
Sorry.
You're gonna say something. You have
Okay.
to say it, or else I'm
I
gonna.
was just gonna. Okay, no, I was just gonna ask, like, where should we even start?
We're gonna start with what Troy was going over.
Okay.
So, the easiest thing to explain is going to be 9 and Jubei. So, 9 the Phantom is really hot titty witch. That's all you need to know. About
Look her up, audience. You'll understand.
And then Jubei is a really cool cat dude who talks like a grandpa in the English dubs, and I love, even though my friends get mad when I call him a grandpa, even though he is. I know you're listening to this. He's a grandpa.
He is absolutely a grandpa. I forget in the English dubs he has like a southern accent.
It's great. I love it. But yeah.
You know who else has a southern accent?
Azrael, yeah.
Azrael.
We're gonna talk about him soon, don't worry.
There will be a big chunk of this podcast dedicated solely to Azrael.
Yeah, this is gonna turn into the Azrael podcast. But anyway, 9 and Jubei, they canonically fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing that I think is brought up every single time I play BlazBlue and there's a new person playing CF, somebody brings it up.
Has to be known. Look,
It's just always how
no.
it is.
So yeah, 9 commits the bestiality and gives birth to Kokonoe, who is really cute, and I love her design, who is a pink cat girl, basically. So, yeah, that happens. And Kokonoe hates both her parents, I believe. Specifically Jubei, I want to say. And 9 is evil, though she's technically not evil, because, like, she's doing it to, like, end the cycle of time travel, which is a thing that happens on BlazBlue, known as a continuum shift.
Just so you guys can know, there's time travel here, and it's kind of a big important factor to the whole fucking story.
Yeah, it's going to get much worse the further we go on, but to explain it basically, the world ends every single time, and the world resets, and 9 just wants it to stop. Which is why she's, like, doing all the evil stuff.
If you were mad already that time travel is a big factor in the story mode, we'll talk about Hakumen and how Hakumen is hilarious when you think about, like...
We're talking about Hakumen and Ragna's another really good one of how stupid time travel is in that game.
Mm-hmm. But continue.
Yeah, so there's that. Naoto Kurogane is technically a guest character in some ways because he's from a BlazBlue thing, but he's from a BlazBlue light novel.
I love that, Garrett. I love that we're like the way you're doing this is like you're kind of explaining individual characters and then just going like, and then there's Naoto, and we're gonna talk about Naoto right now, who is the most disconnected of all characters in the story.
He relates to like almost nothing.
Him, Mai, and S are all like from different BlazBlue shit. Like, you know, S came from a thing called Code Blaze, I believe is what it's called, or Z, I forgot exactly the name of it, but she has a light novel, a 2-game light novel series, which surprisingly are the only BlazBlue games rated M, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're visual novels. Probably because of Tibia, if I had to guess. But anyway, she is from those.
Yeah.
And now she's in the BlazBlue series as like an important character who like guards the Azure, which is another thing we get to talk about.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Troy.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the most important Blazblue character, story-wise?
Story-wise, I think it's 9, right?
9? Okay, hold on. Before anyone answers. X, Xavier. Who is the most important character in the story mode of Blazblue?
Oh God. I want to say. Oh, I want to say either Ragna or Noel.
Okay. I was hoping you were gonna say someone who wasn't Ragna, because I was like, I would like to point out that we are not saying Ragna is the central character.
Okay, then
He's the
Noel.
protagonist.
Then Noel.
Yeah. I was gonna say Asriel, but that's a joke.
Asriel caused everything, and he will solve everything with his
here-
fist.
As
But
a
yeah.
person who's gonna try to keep this organized, Garrett, explain Ragna the Blood Edge as a character in his story as best you possibly can.
Okay, so to start with it, Ragna is going to every hierarchical city, which are the only cities left in the world after the Black Beast fucks everything up and the whole world is contaminated by a weird magic thing called Seether. Yes,
It's already a mistake.
He's going to every single one, going into their cauldrons, which is like a basement for each city, and killing the Murakumo unit within, which happens to be new.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on, wait.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that half the things you said don't make sense to anyone who doesn't know anything about this fucking franchise.
I know, that's the beauty of Blazblue, no matter how I explain it. If you told me to explain literally everything, we're gonna go down this like massive rabbit hole where nothing
Okay,
makes sense.
Continue
Because,
then.
like, I explained the hierarchical cities to like a vague degree. The Black Beast is like this big beast that like literally the entire world declared war on basically.
Yeah.
And when they beat him with the 6 heroes,
Which include Jubei and 9.
yeah, Jubei 9, Terami, Platinum, the Trinity, Hakumen, and Valkenhayn. We are now at that, so he's going to go destroy every single thing, which is new, who is a weird robot girl who wants to kill Ragna, because if she kills Ragna, they will then fall into the cauldron, meld, and become the Black Beast. Isn't this great?
You know,
Yeah.
not a bad start.
Don't worry, it gets worse. So, you might be thinking, why is his name Ragna the Blood Edge? That sounds really stupid. So, this is why.
Because it is.
In Chrono Phantasma, which is the 3rd game in the series, he goes back in time. He goes back in time to help fight the Black Beast with the 6 heroes, but so that his name wouldn't be known, he calls himself the Blood Edge. And that's it. There's no Ragna in there. Ragna then gets a coma. And when he wakes up from the coma, he learns about the Blood Edge, and he decides, I'm going to name myself Ragna the Blood Edge.
Wait. So, hold on. Because I want everyone to know that's listening to this that I don't know the story at all, and I only know like little bits and pieces. And so, what Garrett's explaining to me, and I want to ask Garrett, what you're telling me is Ragna goes back in time, changes his name, does whatever he does, then has a coma, and then wakes up and goes, oh, that cool thing that I don't remember, I'm gonna name myself after that.
Yeah, because he hears about Blood Edge, and he's like, oh, that guy sounds really cool, I'm gonna name myself after him.
Just him.
Yeah.
Alright, this story sucks. Continue.
Yep.
Oh, it's great. It's
Can we
great.
get into the 6 Noels?
Yeah, so there's a character named Noelle, and she's kind of cool, I guess. Noelle Vermillion.
Is she?
No, she's
Is
fine.
she?
Noelle Vermillion is fucking cool. She's got giant shotguns and does cool combo
Yeah,
stuff.
she was
She's
inspired by the movie Equilibrium.
Like, as a character, she's genuinely cool, but as gameplay-wise, it's a different story, but we're not talking about that.
Cool. You're right.
Okay.
So, the funny thing is that Noelle is not a real person. Noelle is a clone of a clone of a clone of a clone. So basically, Ragna's sister Saya was cloned a shit ton. And all of her clones are the Murakumo units, which are Nu, Lamina, and Noel is technically Mu 12.
I would like to point out these are characters you can play as in the game.
Yeah. So Noel's a clone of Saya, Ragnar's sister, who was kidnapped when he was a baby, when he was like a kid and got his arm cut off at an orphanage which burned down.
Wait, so is Ragnar and
Why
Jin
his
not
brother?
related, but their
They're
brother?
related. So
Okay.
Ragnar, Saya, and Jin are all related. The church burns down. Everyone's killed in that church, including Celica A. Mercury, who is another character who gets brought back in Chrono Phantasma because of time travel. Who is also the sister of Nine the Phantom.
Oh, wait, what? I didn't know that. Wait,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah, Nine's name is like something Mercury.
Celica is related to. Oh my god, I'm getting a
Yeah.
headache. Okay.
Yeah, Celica's
I
related to
actually
Nine.
didn't know that, but that's because I haven't played Chrono Phantasm. So, yeah, Chrono Phantasma.
It's really cool time travel. But anyway, so she's dead. Terami shows up, who's the villain of the games for like 80% of the game, maybe even all of them. I don't know. Anyway, he shows up, cuts off Ragnar's arm, I believe he gives Jin Yukianasa, which is his ice katana thing,
Mm-hmm.
which then causes him to go crazy, which we'll talk about Jin in a little bit. And then Ragnar doesn't have an arm. He's like, oh shit, my arm got cut off or whatever. Rachel Alucard, a vampire, shows up and saves him. And gives him his new arm, which is the Blazblue. Also
Now,
known as the
Garrett,
Azure
It's not
Grimoire.
really the Blazblue.
No, it's not even the real Blazblue, because gotta hate this story.
What is a Blazblue, Garrett?
It
Or
is-
Blazblue?
So there's these things called grimoires. They're not always books. That dog is really loud downstairs. Jesus Christ. Hopefully I can edit that down because I'm pretty sure it picked up. Anyway, grimoires are not always books, but they can kind of be books. They're like magic, basically. They let you do magic.
And grimoires, I think you have to use Seether to use
Yeah.
grimoires.
Yeah,
right?
you have to use Seether, which is in the air now because of the Black Beast, to use them. And basically, that is Ragnar's grimoire, is the Azure Grimoire, which is his arm. Also known as the Blazblue. Isn't it really cool? But it's not even the real Blazblue, because Hazama has the real Blazblue.
My head hurty.
Don't worry about it, Troy. It's fine.
My head.
Oh no, it's fine. It's
Don't worry
fine.
about it. It's Blazblue. Okay, what else would you like to know about Blazblue?
Okay, for the sake of comedy, can I just talk about Hakumen now?
Yes, we
Yes.
can talk about we can talk about how I killed any passion you had for Hawkman.
So, side story now. Hakumen is the coolest looking character in this roster. Besides Azrael, as we all know, and we'll get to Azrael in the Azrael segment of this video. But Hakumen, I saw and I was like, this is the coolest fucking guy ever. He's like cool techno samurai, like fuck yeah, and he's got this very stoic voice, and he has all these really cool looking moves, and he has a meter that constantly builds as you're fighting, so he can spend 1 billion meter to do shit. He's the coolest guy ever.
He's also got that super cool speech he does.
I have to
Mhm.
play Void.
And he's the coolest fucking guy ever. So one day I'm playing with Garrett and being like, dude, the Hakumen guy is really cool. What's the Hakumen story? He's like, oh, well, Hakumen is Jin from the future, but sent to the past. And I immediately hate Hakumen now because I hate Jin. And having to be told that, hey, your favorite the character that you like the most to look at and is the coolest looking character is actually the worst character in the future made me hate Hakumen for a minute. But Hakumen, so I think they're called Hakumen units. They're just like robots.
Yeah, they're called Susanoo units.
They're what? I'm sorry?
Susanoo units.
Okay. They're like giant robot suits, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They exist just out in the abyss or whatever. And at some point, Jin decides that he wants to, like, be a hero or something. I don't know the exact lore, but he's like, I need to go to the past to fight the Black Beast, like how Ragna does. But when he goes back, for some reason, he loses his body and becomes, like, his soul or whatever goes into a Susanoo unit and becomes Hakumen. And then he becomes one of the 6 heroes that defeats the Black Beast. And then travels forward in time or something, and now like runs around and wants to kill Ragna.
So, do you want to hear how Hakumen's story gets worse?
Oh God! Don't ruin Hakumen even more for me.
I'm gonna have to, because I love describing this because it's really funny.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the basic idea is that Hakumen is Jin from the past, but he's technically from a different timeline.
Oh.
In this timeline, because there's timelines in this series too, along with time travel, because fuck you, Jin fucked up real bad. New 13 kills Tsubaki, probably his best friend, and the girl who actually is in love with him, but he does not care because he wants to bang his brother / murder his brother.
Brother, let's kill each other.
Yeah.
Quit lying, you punk. I'll deal with you later. I love Jin. But anyway, yandere incest aside. New then kills. They're gonna merge with Ragna, so he jumps into the cauldron after them. But because he does that, it sends him back in time to where he is mortally wounded in the field, just kind of chilling, like a villain, you know. And then Rachel shows up and is like, yo, fucker, do you want to be cool? And he's like, yeah, sure, I guess. So he takes her to the Alucard Castle, which is a really cool designed place, by the way. And while he's there, fucking Rachel's dad shows up and is like, yo, I have this like 6 suit of armor at the bottom of my basement. I'm not using it. You can like borrow it if you want. It's kind of cool. and Jin is like, yeah, sure, whatever. And so they shows him the Susanoo unit, and then he becomes Hakumen.
So I would also like to point out that Rachel Alucard is a character that is in this story that is pivotal to most things apparently, but we have not talked about her yet.
Oh, she is a really cute vampire gothic Lolita. She makes fun of Ragna a lot, and Ragna calls her a rabbit because her little bow on her head makes her look like a rabbit.
She's also like an observer, which is an
Yeah.
entire another thing we have to go over.
Observers are
Oh god,
like gods basically, but they can't do anything.
you're just sitting around.
But she tries to intervene when she can.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Really quick, I also want to add, God, Rachel's butler is Valkenheim, who is one of the 6 heroes, and Valkenheim's just some werewolf.
Yeah, he's
He's just a really strong werewolf dude. He's cool.
So, with all of that, Hakumen then, I believe he then goes on to fight the Black Beast, gets stuck in the boundary or whatever. Now we're back to present day. And Hakumen now has because this is back in the timeline where Tsubaki is dead, he then names one of his moves Tsubaki after her. Which is why he has a Tsubaki move, because Tsubaki died.
Tsubaki is also a character who is friends with Noelle and has a crush on Jin.
But Jin doesn't care because Jin has yandere incest boner.
All right, for those keeping score, we've talked about maybe 9 of the 38 characters.
We're not going to talk about all of them. I just want to talk about the ones that I think are really funny or like really cool to talk about. So we're going to skip like almost all of the characters.
Because Makoto doesn't really do much, but she's cool.
No. Makoto's cool, but she doesn't do much, yeah.
Yeah.
For the viewer, Makoto is a squirrel girl who punches people.
Yeah, she has underboob. She's like Tifa.
Mm-hmm.
She's sick.
Yeah,
Man.
she's really cool. I just hate playing her, but she's cool.
What else? I'm basically just looking at the character roster and
then Hakumen wants to kill Ragna, not because he has a yandere incest boner, but because he has to. It is less of a want and more of a need, where it's like I have to kill you. You don't get it. Like in order to save the world, you have to die.
Pretty much.
You want to talk about Azrael?
No. I want Azrael to be like. We have to build up to Azrael.
Okay. Should we
Let's talk about
the what?
No, wait. Should we talk about Bang or Tager next?
Tager is related to Azrael.
Oh
Huh?
my god.
No, Tager's story like revolves around Azrael.
Yeah.
All right, let's do Tager then.
We also have to talk about Sector 9 and
Oh
their
my
whole thing.
God. Okay.
And we haven't even talked about Arakune yet.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
that's actually all I want to know about.
my
Okay.
Why?
God.
Why?
So we're gonna start with Tager. So basically, Tager used to be a leader of a mercenary group. I don't remember what it's called, and I don't care. Basically, Tager and Bullet were big dude bros going on big dude bro missions, you know? Azrael then shows up and murders literally everyone in the squad except for Bullet. Tager almost dies. But then Kokonoe from Sector 9, which is like a weird science place that does science experiments. I don't think they like the NOL. I think they're like a clandestine type of. They're like their own thing, I think. And basically,
Yeah, they're kind of but Kokonoe still has like her own MO and
Yeah.
everything.
and basically she brings Taker back to life as a big red devil dude, who looks like the main character from Helltaker. Because I had to bring that back. I had to bring
Thank
back
you,
Helltaker.
Emerald Tager Buster.
Say goodbye to your friends. I love him. He's really cool. Tigger's a really cool guy. Anyway. Yeah, that's why I didn't mean he's related to Azrael by like literally blood. Just that like he is the reason why Tager is because of Azrael.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
it's good to point out that Tager is 9 feet tall.
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
While we're still on this, can we tell Troy about Arachne?
Harakune? Yeah. So
No. We can't do that yet. We have to talk about how Bullet exists.
Okay,
So-
Austin, okay.
So
Okay.
Bullet was in the same mercenary group as Tager. She's the only one that survived technically. She didn't even know Tager was her superior, I don't think. But I think she learns later or something. I can't remember it exactly. They talk about it in CF, but CF is so fucking long. That visual novel is literally like 20 hours. So like I think my brain melted by the time I finished it. But she exists now, and I believe she's just kind of a mercenary still, doing her own thing. And she has one outburst of being racist towards Biskin, but she is not racist. Because she runs in Valkenheim. She's like, oh, you should know where Kokonoe is, because she hates Kokonoe, by the way.
So she also hates cat people.
No, she's not racist.
Hmm.
She has one outburst where she talks to Valkenheim. She's like, oh, you know where she is, because you're Beastskin. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're racist. And then they fight, but then she's no longer racist. I for the longest time, I believed that she was racist, and then I looked into it, and I found only one use of racial unrest.
Alright.
Okay, now we can talk about Arakune.
Okay.
My boy.
So Arakune is really cool. I love him. He's one of the reasons why I played the game I talked about in episode 2 of this podcast, because he looks like a badass shy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Arachne is honestly super cool, and I love him. His story is pretty tragic, though.
Yeah. So basically, Arakune used to be a scientist of Sector 9 named Roy.
Roy!
Yeah. Him and Lychee were a thing. Like, they were legitimately like a couple. And Roy's like, yo, I'm gonna look into the Boundary, which is a completely different thing in Blazblue. It's basically like, you know, have you ever seen a H.P. Lovecraft thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Where, like, it gives you knowledge, supposedly, but if you go too into it, or you look too much into it, you go crazy.
You look into the abyss, and the abyss stares
Yeah.
back, kind of
That's
thing.
basically what happened to Relius, I believe, which is why he has the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why at the end of CF, Carl gets hit by that, I believe, and he loses one eye.
Wait, does Carl Culver only have one eye?
And at the end of CF, yes, he gets part of the mask that Relius has, which is his dad. And we can talk about them after Arakune.
Yeah, we'll talk about Carl after this.
Because those are also really interesting characters to talk about. But anyway, Arakune used to be Roy, is like, yo, I'm going to do research on the Boundary so we can figure out how this works. He goes crazy basically, and he's recording his thoughts like day one. I can't believe they don't want to do this research. Day two, watch if you can, Troy. Watch his arcade ending for Calamity Trigger, and that's for
I
everyone here because that's basically like cataloging his descent into madness before he becomes Arakune, where he's like, I don't have a face now. I am just a blob. I must make a face. So he makes a mask. And the entire time, Lai Chi Fei Ling, who is now a doctor after she leaves Sector 7, Sector 9? I think Sector 7, actually, basically wants
I
to...
forgot all this.
Yeah, and now she wants to, like, protect him and try to bring him back to being Roy, because she misses him.
Arachne is also interesting.
Arakune gets, like, forms of, like, cohesive speech, and he can actually talk to her saying, hey, don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Like, there's still signs that he's still there, because, like, even in, like, his little intro cutscenes before fights, he's, like, reading books and, like, just kind of still researching despite being bad.
You know, as someone who knows nothing about the lore of Arakune, Arakune is a cool character design and a cool like interesting concept of guy turns into monster, but it's like, oh, I'm researching still as monster. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, Arakune is like one of the coolest characters that they added into the game, and he was added at the first one.
Mm-hmm.
He's really cool. I really like him. Yeah, so with those, I mentioned Carl and Aurelius, who are Carl Clover and Aurelius Clover, who are related. Aurelius is the dad of Carl, and Aurelius is a massive piece of shit, and I love him.
Whoa, wait, why? He's the worst.
Yeah, I like him.
Aurelius?
He has a char color, dude.
Okay,
That doesn't.
so Garrett, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Relius threw his daughter and his wife into the cauldron, and that's why they're weapons.
Yeah, he turns his wife and daughter into puppets, basically, which are Ignis, which is his wife, which is who he controls, and Nirvana, which is who Carl controls, who is his daughter.
And Carl kind of went crazy because like he's still talking to his sister and everything.
Yeah, so
Like,
he's
as if
Carl,
she's still there.
Yeah, so Carl now is talking to the puppet, like, oh, don't worry, sis, we'll find the Azure Grimoire, we'll find the Blazblue, and we'll be able to fix you. Because he thinks that if he finds that and learns about the Blazblue and the Boundary, they can just, like, fix it. And basically, he hates his dad, because his dad is awful. But I love him because he did that. He created all of the Murakumo units. He also created Hazama.
Relius is genuinely a very terrifying figure.
Yeah.
And,
He's probably the biggest piece of shit in that game. And that's saying
Yeah.
something because there's so many terrible people in that game. But Relius is like the top dog of bad.
And Carl's storyline, I know I already said Arachne's was really tragic, but Carl's is honestly the most tragic because there's no hope for him.
Yeah. Because like he starts off a normal kid going to the fucking weird military academy and is friends with Jin and Tsubaki and all of them. But then he goes crazy. And at the end of CF, he loses his eye, I believe is involving the Boundary. Or the Cauldron or something. And he ends up having, like, part of Relius's mask. So he is, like, slowly turning into Relius by the end of CF.
Yeah. I don't care about Carl Clover one bit.
I
don't
like
think he's
Carl.
that cool.
That and his playstyle is genuinely super cool.
Yeah, he's a really cool puppet character. And Relius is cool. I like Relius.
Yeah.
Relius is neat.
I guess. Hold on. I'm looking at the roster and I'm trying to find anyone else we need to talk about
Should we
before
do
we go to Asriel for about
Should we
an
do
hour.
the Hazama trio?
Yeah, let's do
Oh
Hazama.
god.
So, we're not just talking about...
No, Garrett.
What?
I got this.
Okay.
I'm the Hazama fanboy who's my favorite character, right?
Okay.
I'm
The original.
Of course, the original Hazama fanboy.
Everyone
Austin.
knows that whenever you see Hazama, you're like, ah, yes, that's an Austin character. That's they look at Hazama and go, ah, yes, Austin. When he came out to Blazblue cross tag, everyone was like, Austin, aren't you having a great time? And I was like, yes, I'm having a great time.
I get to play my favorite character, Hazama, from Blazblue.
From Blazblue. Actually, Garrett, please do this. I can't do this bit.
Okay.
I don't know anything about these fucking characters.
So before
At first, I absolutely hated Hazama, but I kind of grew to love him.
Yeah, that's
He's like,
me. I actually hated him at first, but now I love him.
yeah, he's like a really big douchebag, but he's also just super likable.
He's like the best douchebag. He's like Adachi. But so before so we're talking about Hazama, Terumi, and Susanoo, who
Fucking I
the
forgot Susanoo is a part of this trio. Okay, I'm
who
back in.
who the Blazblue community affectionately calls Susan, and I will be calling him as Susan. So, you know how like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square?
Yes.
That is
This is
basically what this group is. Hazama is Terumi, but Terumi is not Hazama. Terumi is Susanoo, but Susanoo is not Hazama.
Don't worry, it doesn't make sense.
And
Continue, Garrett.
and it still won't because Hazama it was a shell basically created by Relius for Terumi like to like possess or whatever because Terumi is like a spirit dude or something. I don't know. Anyway, he used to be Kazama when he was first created, but then when Terumi fused with him, he became Hazama, which is the best character in the series ever. And if you disagree, I will be very mad because I love him. He's the second biggest piece of shit in the series probably because he's just doing it for fun. He doesn't care. He thinks it's funny to beat you up, and I love him. He's probably why I have like that type. That why Garrett bait is a thing. Anyway, he becomes his own thing, and he's basically being a douchebag, being like, "Aha, we're gonna create whatever." And then in Chrono Phantasma, they are separated, where Terumi becomes his own thing with his edgy jacket and everything. Basically, Hazama now becomes his own thing. He is now no longer related to Terumi in any way, and he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna do what you wanted me to do. Whatever." He's gonna go off and do his own thing, but he's still a douchebag. So like his main idea in CF is that he captures Rachel Alucard, the vampire, and puts like a ring around her, and the ring then starts to constrict around her, and his idea is let's see how many times you die before you die for real. That's his plot.
Garrett's favorite character.
I love him. So basically, Terumi is now his own thing, and he's like, man, I want my Susanoo unit back, because he created that unit, by the way. He also created the Blazblue, which is, he has the real Blazblue, unlike Ragna, who has a fake Blazblue, but then that fake Blazblue becomes a real Blazblue at some point, I'm pretty sure. And Terumi then, like, rips Jin out of the Susanoo unit and fuses with it and becomes Susan again.
Which, for I don't want to go into gameplay, but the opening cinematic, when you pick Susanoo and you see Terumi stand in front of the Hakumen shell and like get absorbed into it, and then you see Susanoo, is the coolest shit ever. Susanoo is a cool ass design and a really cool like looking character, and is honestly like the dopest shit and makes a really cool villain.
Yeah, he's a really good, like endgame villain for Blazblue, technically, because this is the end of because CF is the end of the Blood Edge saga or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's probably the best I can explain the three. Terumi is the main villain for most of the game, and then he becomes Susanoo at the end. It's a whole thing.
Great, I love him. I like Susanoo, and I in a way like Hazama. Terumi, I have no feelings for. I mean, it's just Terumi, I guess.
Yeah, he's okay. He's my least favorite out of the three.
Yeah. All right.
I never got to know Terumi, so he's definitely my least favorite.
Okay, so now that we've gotten all that other bullshit out of the way, we can finally talk about what we're all here to talk about.
Is it time?
It's time to talk.
The Azrael Blazblue.
No, wait, no. We're gonna talk about Bang Shishigami. The real hero, the
Bang,
one that everyone came here to listen about.
Funnily enough, Bang is actually one of the least complicated characters in the game.
Yeah, he's really simple.
So
I think I got this one.
Okay.
Bang Shishigami is a ninja.
You did it.
And he is the hero,
You did it.
and he has a giant nail, like, when I mean nail, like a literal, like, hammer and nail that he hangs on his back that he uses at some point, and he is the hero.
It's like a 3 or 4 foot nail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he has the best song, and
yeah.
he is the best character.
So Bang is super simple. Basically, his place Ikaruga has a civil war with the NOL, the Norbis Orvis Librarium, which is like the big bad of the series. Technically, they're like a authoritarian type thing.
And a lot of characters work for the NOL, like Noel and Jin and Hazama.
Yeah, and so basically, they have a civil war. Jin shows up, fucks everything up. He kills um, Bang's master, and he scars Bang. And Bang now lives for revenge. But he's also a very good guy who fights for truth and justice. And love, I'm pretty sure, is the other one.
He is the hero.
Yeah, he's super simple.
Yeah. Okay, I guess now we can talk about Asriel.
The Mad Dog.
Okay.
So I'm gonna preface this by we don't need to, before we get super into detail. My favorite shitpost of Blazblue was like last month, where it's describing the idea of where it's like Blazblue Chronophantasma. After Azrael is defeated, Kokonoe stores Azrael in a time prison where he cannot escape. Blazblue Central Fiction. Azrael breaks out of the time prison.
I apologize, I'm dying.
Like, when you look at to summarize almost everything, right? This game has a very convoluted, like, time travel plot, and like multiple characters interacting with other characters, and like tons of factions. And then there's Asriel, who, from my knowledge, is just strong man, who like says, I'm gonna fight everybody, and I'm gonna kill everybody because I just want to fight strong people. And he has a big country accent, and as me and Garrett have decreed, because it only makes sense, desires Big Red.
Yeah,
Like,
it goes with
he
his
just drinks.
desire to fight, you know? That Big Red is like the drink of champions.
He drinks a Big Red, and then he does fucking Gustav Buster and hits Tager, and then says, "All right, who's next?"
And then does Patriot Apocalypse.
On Garrett, give the actual lore of Asriel.
So Azrael is known as the Mad Dog. That is because he is a crazy dude who wants to murder everybody, basically. I believe he just kind of he's a prisoner, basically, of the NOL. And he just wants to fight people who are stronger than him. He gets a rush out of it. He just wants to kill. And I believe Hazama or one of the other villains lets him out. With the specific purpose, I believe, of killing Ragna. Because he's like, oh, the Blood Edge, the Blazblue, I'm gonna beat him up, or whatever, you know? And by the end of CF, his main goal is no longer to fight Ragna, it is to kill Izanami, who is a god of the game. So he goes from, I'm gonna beat up this dude who is pretty strong, to, I want to kill God.
He also has a weird way of saying it. Like, doesn't he say he's gonna eat them or something?
Yeah, I think he actually literally does eat people.
Oh, Christ.
I'm pretty sure.
Asriel is the baddest motherfucker.
Because he's the dude who, like, fucking murdered the entirety of, what's it called? The entirety of Tager's, squad. Because he's so fucking cool, he just beats you up. Also, do you know, Austin, do you know who does the voice for Azrael?
I believe it's No, I don't actually. I don't know.
It is the voice of Wesker from Resident Evil 5 and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Hell
Wait,
yeah!
what?
Yeah, same voice actor.
That's
God,
incredible.
Who also voices the Pod in Nier Automata.
Mm.
He voices some other characters too recently, but those are the ones that like pop into my head that I hear. I'm like, oh yeah. So yeah, Azrael is voiced by Wesker.
So now, when I play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I'm just gonna hear Tiger, Panther, Cobra. Whenever Wesker does anything that he does, that makes sense, I guess. Like, they just kind of sound the same.
Oh yeah, he
I
also
never
voiced
thought about it.
Kira in fucking JoJo Part 4.
Oh, wait, he does.
Oh my god.
And just when you thought Azrael couldn't be the cool, okay. Let's talk about why Azrael's fucking cool, right? He wants to kill God already, pretty solid. Every one of his moves have the best name ever. If you're listening at home, just Google Azrael's move list and just read the names. You don't even know that any of them do. And when you get the Patriot Apocalypse, then you'll be like, ah, yes, I understand.
That's the coolest
Uh,
name for any like insta kill ever.
well, and we're not to get into gameplay, but in every character in BlazBlue has an instant kill move, or like a astral finish. And Azrael's is he hits you, and he just picks up the fucking ground that you stand on and tosses you in the air. And when I say the ground, I don't mean like 8 feet. I mean like the entire arena you were fighting on, and he throws it in the air. And then he like waits for it to fall back down, and then punches it, and it explodes like a nuclear bomb. And then after all that happens, he is just flexing over the rubble. And you, as a person, have to just come to terms that you have just been punched into non-existence.
But
It
at
is
least
the best.
now you get Big Red out of it, so it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen that clip where like the Azrael supers into Noel's astral and it's really, really funny?
No.
Yeah, I think I've seen that in perfectly cut fighting games.
Oh. Oh.
Because like the Azrael's okay. Oh wait, no, you
ahead.
go.
Oh, I was gonna say, speaking of the Noel Azrael matchup, or not Noel, I guess, one of my, I wouldn't say favorite, but one of my most like memorable fighting game stories ever is in our local area. There was a CF tournament, and Garrett was there, and one of our friends Brandon was there, and he plays, was it New 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, New
Yeah.
13, yeah.
New 13, yeah. And that character is a nightmare to play against because they just throw a billion projectiles and it's hell on earth. And I, the Chad, played Azrael. And Azrael has a move called Black Hawk Stinger, which again, best named moves ever. And Black Hawk
Yeah.
Stinger, the thing about it is, in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, there's a character named Spencer who has bionic arm, and it's the same thing. It's a completely invincible punch that just shoots you across the screen, and it beats everything. And I will admit, Brandon, infinitely better player than I am at BlazBlue. He knew combos, and he knew what he was doing. But I knew that Azrael had like I knew like a 3-button combo, or a 3-hit combo that did pretty decent damage. And if he did anything, just Black Hawk Stinger. It's gonna work. And we're playing, and we're going to the match, and it's pretty close. But I'm definitely just like getting lucky picks off. And I think it's like 1-1, like final game, final round. And I just like he's throwing all this shit, and I think he does like his big super while I'm blocking, and I'm just mashing Black Hawk Stinger, and I hit him, and he just like ballistically throws his controller down and like just shuts down for a second. Because honestly, I played Brain Dead and just did super and won. But it was so like, I don't know, it demoralized him. I don't know how to explain it, Garrett, because I just kind of hit the super and killed him,
you hit him
man.
with Black Hawk Stinger, and he just like curled up into a ball.
Like,
It really do be like that sometimes.
I mentally and physically destroyed him, and I feel so guilty. Because he was like, I can't function right now. Like, it was just like so much salt. If you're listening to this, Brandon, I hope you're doing good. First of all, I haven't talked to you in a while. Miss you. But I feel bad about winning that game because I did not deserve to win that. But man, Black Hawk Stinger really does just let you win the game. Like, allows you to just win the game sometimes.
Yeah, Azrael is big cool.
Mm-hmm. Black Hawk Stinger.
Black Hawk Stinger! Anyway, speaking of Black Hawk Stinger, Is there anything else you want to talk about, or do you think we talked enough about bad Blazblue lore and like to call it? So
I feel like I've learned everything I've wanted to know, and then some.
because I feel like our brains are like mushed right now.
Yeah. Yeah, X, I do think we covered pretty much the important stuff. I feel like if you really want to know BlazBlue lore, pick a character and just figure out that character. Don't try to figure out the whole thing.
Yeah, you'll die.
Because you're just going to get a headache and you're going to read about 5 light novels and be like, wait a minute, this is spin-off shit.
I'm
Wait.
really starting to think Kingdom Hearts might have some good storytelling now.
Oh my god.
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Anyway, the no discussion question today, actually. No, what? No, there's a discussion question. Never mind. What was your guys' favorite lore?
The whole game?
That you have learned today.
Oh. You know, none of it. I think legit the coolest thing in this game, like the coolest like story bit for me personally, is just like the idea of Asriel, of like I just kill and fight people, and at one point he's in a prison and then they let him out and they're like, fuck, what do we do? And then Asriel is just running around just beating everyone up. Yeah.
For me, I guess it would be like one of the new things I learned, that Celica is freaking Nine's sister. That was interesting.
This further certified that I can still hop on the 9 did nothing wrong train.
Okay, Mr. Char did nothing wrong.
Okay, but I still have to beat you up, Troy.
Huh?
I still have to beat you up.
You can't get those divorce papers. I don't know what you're talking about, Chief.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
okay. Just like a quick little side thing. I main Jubei, Troy mains 9. There's like a tiny ongoing joke about divorce papers. Don't worry about it.
Hasn't been dropped, and I don't think we even mention it anymore, but every time we play, people are like, oh, you're about to go get those divorce papers. I'm like,
Look, here's how it goes.
Still
We
going.
start playing,
yeah.
and then Corey comes out of nowhere, and Corey's like, ha 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 about those divorce papers.
Don't worry about it.
Fuck. Knowing Corey, I can hear and see it. Like, I've been there. Like, I can completely visualize it in 100% accuracy. Oh, yes. That makes my day. I love that.
All right, anything else?
I would just want to point out that we talked about BlazBlue lore without mentioning Nine the Phantom, freaking Mai Kuragane, Mai, whoever Spear Girl Mai,
Yeah.
Shiki, or not Shiki, Hibiki,
Yeah.
not Kaguya. What's it?
Kagura.
Kagura, yeah. And Taokaka. We didn't even talk about Taokaka once, which I'm glad.
Cool.
Nope.
Who knows? Maybe we'll do Blazblue lore part 2. I don't know.
Oh god.
I need my brain to recover.
Look, Garrett. I'm gonna be honest with you, buddy.
Yeah.
This anyone who doesn't care about like BlazBlue or doesn't know anything about BlazBlue is gonna be more lost
Exactly, that was the
through
point.
this podcast than before.
That was
That's
the
what makes
point.
it so fun.
I didn't make this to like help people understand BlazBlue. I made this to show people that BlazBlue was fucking stupid.
Yeah, play BlazBlue.
But I
Not for
love
the
it. Play
not for the
BlazBlue.
lore. God knows, not for the lore.
Like,
But maybe for the gameplay.
I feel like there's a lesson to be learned in all of this, in that if you're going to make a fighting game story, make it simple and make it like character driven / like, look, there's a central plot. Like Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, and by not like the original Mortal Kombats, and then like even like MK9 and kind of MKX, do a pretty alright way of being like, look, the story mode is there's an event and you're going to go through certain characters going through the event at certain times. And it's like, okay, that's fine. And you get to experience your story and everything, and it's fine. BlazBlue is just, from what I understand, BlazBlue is just a story with a billion things going on and so much lore that your brain just kind of falls in the mush. And like by the time you're trying to comprehend what the fuck a grimoire is, there's a guy named Tager. You're like, what the fuck are you? And then once you finally grapple that Tager is a character, you have to now look at fucking Arakune and understand that there's a whole bunch of other lore you don't quite understand. And it just gives you a headache.
That's about right. That sums it up.
You know what game? And I'm gonna do this because I wanna just talk about it for a second. You know what game does lore perfect?
Hit me.
Fucking King of Fighters. King of Fighters is like, look, this is Team Japan. They're the hero team. And they're like, they all have little stories that mainly get told through them interacting with characters in the game. And then I think 14 and 13 are like the first games that have like endings. Well, I guess they all have endings technically. But like, it's just very simple. Like, this is their team. This is all you need to know about them in like an intro movie. And then like the ending gives like a light, oh, here's what they did after they won the tournament. And that's it. And it's simple. And I like King of Fighters, not too complicated of lore. Until you get to like Ash Crimson. And I don't even know what's going on with Ash Crimson.
He's a really hot character, so that's all that matters.
Don't worry about it.
Like, King of Fighters is just like, look, this game is about a bunch of people fighting in a giant tournament. And you pick your characters and you make your team, and you can be a canonical team, or you could just be whatever team, and then you get to see what they do when they win. And then the story progresses, like, pretty simply.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what Nelson, like, I don't know who Nelson is or what Nelson, like, how Nelson connects to anybody, really. But I get it. He's a Brazilian boxer. And he has a robot arm. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, keep it simple. You can definitely be better. You can definitely, like, be more complicated if you want to, because, like, Guilty Gear is also complicated, but I feel like it's a lot easier to follow and understand.
Oh, yeah.
Blazblue just, like, feels like first draft for everything. Even though I love the series, I do think, like, it needs something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Blazblue lore. I hope you guys enjoyed this really relatively short, fun episode. I was joined by Xavier,
See ya.
Austin,
Bye-bye.
and Troy,
Later.
and me, Garrett, in case you forgot. Anyway, if you see me and you want to do matches, bring up a quarter and we can run some sets. I don't know. See you next time or something.
Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world over you. My time is my word. You were